So we got a question that we're going to answer in this video from SpandexTree, which is, why don't men get as much of a thrill over fictional romances as women do? Men fall in love too, so why don't they enjoy a good love story? And we want to know the answer to that too.
So we're drinking some Lady Grey tea. We're going to talk it out. Obviously, we're not dudes, so we don't know what that's like. So if you are a dude and you're a fan and you want to tell us your thoughts, please do so. And we'd love to hear them.
But our thoughts are really that men do like romance storylines.
I mean, look, I don't know anyone who's ever said, God, I really love Star Wars, but I kind of wish that Han and Leia thing weren't in there. It's just such a drag. It's just taking me away from my lightsaber action. Nobody says that.
Nobody says that.
I don't think anyone's thinking that. They might not say Han and Leia is my favorite part of Empire Strikes Back, but it's not like they wish it were gone.
Right.
It wouldn't be Star Wars without that.
And I will say that, my perception is that men don't have a lot of fantasies involving romance, like not sexual fantasies, but like romantic fantasies in general. So for a romance storyline to affect men or like really gel with them, it really has to be grounded in reality, is my perception, is my feeling. But when it's done right, I think they aren't immune to it.
Yeah, this is the difference between, say, Han and Leia's romance, which gradually develops over the course of 3 films, versus the Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler romance in Armageddon, which is very tropey, it's very image-based. It doesn't really feel grounded in any real relationship I've ever seen. It feels like the ideas of a relationship.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it gets made ridiculous fun of.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel genuine.
My main theory about this is that men do enjoy good romances, they just are socially prevented from talking about it. Stories that have multi-gender appeal have romance plot lines in them, and it's not seen as a drawback. Nobody thinks Han and Leia should be removed from Star Wars. People now do think that the Clark and Lois storyline should be removed from Superman. It has been in the comics.
Yeah, I think one element of men aren't allowed to talk about romance with each other and with the public and in public, a reflection of that is seen in corporate branding and advertising. There have been a lot of studies recently, especially with superhero merchandising, on how gendered marketing has been used very effectively in the past just as a means of sale. And it means that we have things that are pink and things that are blue. Things for girls, things for boys. The girls' things are not for boys. The boys' things are not for girls.
Yeah, it's just capitalizing on tribalism.
Yeah.
It's like splitting people up into their component parts makes them more desirous of being a part of that thing that you have been assigned to be a part of, and then you have to show it. You have to show that you're a part of that thing.
Yeah, and comics weren't, when they were first coming out, were not that split. Girls read comics, boys read comics. Mm-hmm. There was a huge diversity of the type of comics that were made: romance comics, detective comics, action comics.
And so for a while there, Clark and Lois were basically like unsplit-upable.
Yeah,
men as well as women saw that as like basically inviolable. You didn't have Superman without Lois. She's in Action Comics #1. She's been there as long as he has. And that romance was not seen until very recently as being something that dragged the story down.
Yeah.
Now she's been kind of erased and removed from a lot of the Superman storytelling in the comics. She has a presence in the movies.
I think that is directly correlated to this type of tribalism of trying to carve out a space of no, Superman comics are for boys. They're for men. They're not for women. They're for us. It's a way of gatekeeping, of saying even Lois Lane, who's been the only character with Supes there from the beginning, is not welcome now. Another thing we were talking about that does not do this, that allows for a romantic relationship in a way that men enjoy, is Jim and Pam from The Office. Mm-hmm. I do think a lot of people who like The Office like those character moments, because The Office is character-based.
Yeah, it's character-based. Jim and Pam evolved naturally and over the course of a long period of time on the show. I think when they finally got together, men and women alike were happy that they did.
Yeah.
But again, my theory is that men are socialized not to talk about their feelings.
They don't have
with this stuff.
a safe space to talk about that.
Or even a mechanism for how to talk about it.
Even like culturally, women see examples of other women fawning over something that's romantic in film and television. Like, oh my God, he brought me this. It was so sweet. You know?
So women learn to do it.
Yeah, we have these structures for
And
it.
men don't.
Yeah, men don't. They just they're not allowed to talk about this, which is really sad. This is another example of patriarchy hurting men. You're not allowed to do something, and that sucks.
Yeah. It leads to maybe even feeling like that those feelings are wrong if you have them.
Yeah.
Like that maybe thinking, oh, other men don't have those feelings, otherwise they'd talk about them, so what's wrong with me that I do? Am I
Yeah.
soft?
So I guess we're gonna reelect Supply with an Army great couples from things not marketed only for women. That was long-winded.
I mean, I feel like we should read Clark and Lois.
I wanted to elect them, but yeah, we can do
they're
it.
both journalists.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I mean, I just want to read their joint Pulitzer-winning investigative journalism.
Oh my God. Yes. I just really want to give Han and Leia an army.
Yeah.
I know they have
A huge,
several kind of armies. But
but a huge rebellion force that they get to
Yeah.
command. The two generals.
Yeah. I think what I really love about them is they are one of these couples that, like, they work best when they're working together.
I
And
think
we-
so.
I love seeing couples like that.
They're a team.
They're a team.
Yeah.
They're a team.
So that means that we're going to elect Jim and Pam.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm comfortable with that, even though I think that neither of them really wants to be elected to anything.
Again, it could be a small office.
Yeah.
Local council.
Oh my
people.
God. Put them on the Pawnee City Council. Right?
That's a free series idea. There you go.
Jim and Pam helping Leslie Knope run Pawnee. We need people like Jim
They'd
and
fuck
Pam.
with a lot of people too.
They would. They'd steal all the staplers in City Hall. That would be amazing.